Hey everyone, this is J-Belle with Geeky Vices, where I talk about bits of geekdom and pop culture that I've been into lately. So, the general vibe of the show is that it is unrehearsed, unedited, unhip. I don't care what's the latest and greatest, I just go with whatever my whims take me, so yeah. And like the shirt, I am wearing it for a very particular reason. Um, cause, sorry, not used to, it's weird trying to use a camera as your mirror, okay? Anyways, yeah, it's fight like it's an stylized version of Mulan and Mushu with this phrase "fight like a girl." I got a D&D game later. That's not actually the topic of this week, but it's a little background to build up to today's topic. So, anyways, today I don't have to worry about spoilers because my content is nothing. It's not film or books or movies. I'm gonna be talking about D&D and Small World. Mostly, it's D&D to build up to me talking about Small World. So, anyways, about 2 years ago, me and the significant other moved. So we're not that far away from where we used to live. We're like an hour and a half. So it's like, or I guess it's an hour and a half, 2 hours. But so it's like it's doable. But like still, we moved away, and so about a year and a half ago, we found out that some of our coworkers had been trying to do a D&D game, but it just never got around to doing it. So we kind of usurped the group. Like the person who's going to be the original DM was about to become a father, so and then it was just the timing didn't work out. So we kind of stole the group away from him. And I feel it's funny for me to word it that way, but it is kind of accurate. He is part of the group, but he only occasionally participates. But no, I was just so yeah. A lot of our time with our friends is doing D&D, and like usually it's a weekly game. And the thing is that besides myself and the significant other, he's the DM. I'm the main other experienced player. Like pretty much everyone else, we've had to teach. And I was actually doing the math about like how many people we've taught. So including, I'm gonna count the guy who was gonna be the DM as a half because he did learn the rules on his own. He just never got to play before he finally joined the group like a year and a half after we started doing it, or I guess a year to do it. Anyways, so if we include him as a half, we've taught 17 people how to play D&D. Now, several of those people have moved away. Several of those people were my friends visiting who we only taught them for that day, but that's a lot of people. And there's some people who are like, there's also some people whose work schedules don't work anymore, so they haven't been able to play much for a while. And there's some people who we're actually our group is popular. We actually are having to turn people away who are interested, which is weird. Because like we'll have some weeks where it's like we don't have enough people showing up to do a game because we understand some people like there's some people like Critical Role where there's the expectation like you're gonna be here every week unless you have something else, like obviously something like people have lives, but like still like they assume people are gonna be there every week, like that's their thing. And like for our group, it's kind of like, hey, who's able to show up this week? So some weeks besides me, our general rule of thumb is that besides myself, we need at least 2 other players. So we need at least 3 people to do a game. So, and some weeks we would struggle for that. Other weeks we would get like not. I think our max was we had a game with 10 people, and we're getting close to the point where we're going to set a number cap. Like we said all along, like if we ever got to be too big, like we would prioritize the people who've been with the game the longest. We might prioritize who's got the highest level characters, implying that they've played the game the most. We've got different things. We haven't had to institute it yet, but yeah, it's just as I said. So as I said, we've taught 17 and a half people how to play D&D. And we have a pool, so D&D is a big part of our lives. We actually got a game later. That's hence why I have my Fight Like a Girl shirt, because I thought that would be cool. But the thing is that D&D is the significant other's creative passion. I enjoy it, but it's not, for me, my fix for getting my creative energy out. And it's what I do creative writing on my own, like which we'll go into probably when NaNoWriMo shows up. But No, what I've been craving and I don't get my fix of is board games. And the problem is that almost whenever we find people who are like, oh yay, we have some people to be board game friends, they want to join the D&D group. So I haven't been able to get my board game fix that much. Although lately, thankfully, that hasn't been the case. Oh yeah, in case you guys are curious, I have multiple D&D characters. Like, I'm higher level than anyone else because I'm the only person who's there for every single game besides the DM. So it's just like I switch to side characters a lot, and even then, I'm still the highest level character. So yeah, maybe some other game I'll divulge and get personal and let you guys know about my characters. But for now, I'm gonna keep that boundary, because like D&D characters are so personal. So yeah, maybe some other day I'll feel like it. But anyways, back to board games. So lately I have finally been able to get a bit of my board game fix by teaching some friends one of my favorite games, which is Small World. Which, if anyone is a tabletop fan, that was actually their very first episode, was doing Small World. And remember, I had Grant Imahara with his Ratman. And I can't remember her name. I love her. Like, I know she would also be on Stanley's World of Heroes back when that channel was actually a thing on YouTube. But I think it's Jenna Bush. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Jenna Bush. Like, I remember she had the Amazon Berserkers and she loved them because she got to call them the crazy bitches. But anyways, yeah, I did Small World. We've been doing Small World. Been teaching it to some new people, and it's fun. I love Small World. So for people who aren't familiar with Small World, it is a geeky game. It's kind of like Risk, but it's basically there's a set number of rounds and you're trying to conquer a world which clearly doesn't have enough space for everyone. Like, there's different sized boards for the number of players, so it's always going to be proportionate. But the thing is that you're going to eventually stretch out your people as much as you're going to have to pick out a combination of a race and an ability. And the thing is that at some point, you're going to stretch that out as far as it can go and send everything you can. And you're going to spend your turn sending them in decline. That means that you take off all your excess pieces and you flip them over. And your next turn, you get to pick a new race. And you're still getting points because each territory you conquer is giving you points. And different races and different abilities will give you extra things. But one of the biggest tricks with the game is knowing when to decline your race. Because I think that's one of the mistakes that a lot of times newer people make, is that they don't decline their races quickly enough. Like, they wait a turn or two too long. And it's like, you're going to get more points if you just decline them and get something new. But anyways, so yeah, we've been playing with some friends recently. They've had a great time. But I was really, really happy with the game we played with two new people, where it was really, really close. So I got first place. Yay me. Second, I kept on saying I had unholy alliance with one of the new players. I was definitely helping him a lot, and I was definitely going easy on him, and he was definitely not picking on me in return. I readily admit that a lot of my strategies in board games is to try. My superpower is that I am non-threatening in general. People definitely don't take me as a threat. I don't tend to rile people. That's my superpower. And in board games, especially people who haven't played with me too much beforehand, I take advantage of the fact that, I try not making enemies. I try not picking on people. I kind of, stealth in. So, I try avoiding having everyone gang up on me is basically my grand scheme. And, I will give people suggestions, but they'll be like, oh, this will help you, and get points. And I'll subtly suggest the things that wouldn't hurt me as much. So, yeah, I readily admit this. It's not like I'm diabolically secret, but I will admit this is my strategy, and definitely a lot of the significant other friends have played with me enough where they will pick on me and they won't go easy on me, even though I'm the one girl in the group, because they're like, nope, I know you're good at games, I'm worried about you. But no, so anyways, yeah, so but it was really close. I had 79 points. The second place player had 76. Third place had who was the person I had my unholy lines with. Significant other was in third with 75. So honestly, one more round, it could have gone. Any one of us could have won. And then fourth place, I think, was around 58 points. So that's or maybe it was 63. It was still, it was something where it's it was pretty close. And with Small World, if you get double digits in a round, you're doing pretty good. But anyways, I want to talk about what combination I had that round because it was so good. I had heroic ghouls, my very first pick, and I declined them as soon as I could. Because the cool thing about ghouls is that they can still move around and attack things when they're declined. And then I got berserker elves, and I usually am not. I never really got what was the big deal about elves because I always hear people talk about sorcerers as being the big thing, but like I realized like elves are pretty powerful. I'm like, yeah, you guys can attack me. I can just reconquer things. My guys are immortal, and like I was getting a lot of good rolls. I was able to conquer things without having to end things because I got the berserker. So yeah, it's like there was no reason for me to decline at all. And like I had my little huddles of ghouls that were piled up in the fort. People didn't want to attack them, and like at the very end, like I spread them out a little bit. But yeah, it's like I was ranking. It's like that was one of the few games where I did not have to decline more than the one time because I had it that one time. And then I think I hear the significant other coming home. But yeah, like I said, like I enjoy the game. We're big board game people. It's like we have actually a whole board game menu because we play board games so much, and we have a big enough collection. If we enjoy a game, we'll get expansion. So in addition to having the regular small world, we also hey Kitty, I see your tail in the corner. We have Small World Underdark or Underground, sorry, which is basically the literal like underground part of Small World. It's a standalone expansion, so you can have one or the other. You theoretically can combine the games. I wouldn't suggest combining the races because the underground races tend to have more tokens than the original one does. So like there's the race of Ratmen who like their only benefits they have more tokens than anyone else. They don't get any. It works against them in underground because there's other ones that have just as many. But I would say I sometimes want to grab some of the tokens from the original and mix them in with underground because I think that would be fun. We also have this little card thing which we've only done once. It's Tales and Legends, which sometime we'll attempt it again, I think, when we start playing more games a little bit more. But we got that, and then we got 3 of the little expansions. They now sell like a bunch of the expansions like in these boxes that like combine several of them. And the problem is that we have the wrong combination to buy one of those because we have all of them are in here. I'm not going to take them all out, but we have a spider's web in here. We have the Great Ladies or Great Dames, which that one's one of my favorite ones, and I'll talk about one of my proudest small world moments of all time in a moment. And we also got Cursed. And so yeah, we got some good ones. I definitely want more. I tend to honestly be more so drawn to having more races than abilities, even though nothing against abilities. Just I find it fun. Be like, ooh, I can be a gypsy. Ooh, I can be an ice witch. Ooh, I can be such and such. So yeah, definitely. I'm definitely sometime gonna get more of those. The board gaming purchases have been slowing down because we don't have as big of a pool of people to play board games because they keep on doing D&D players. So when we have a day to hang out, it's like, oh, maybe board games. Like, oh, I was hoping to play D&D today. I'm like, fine. But yeah, also like we've gotten a rule for ourselves that we're gonna not buy any games at this point if it can't be just the 2 of us playing. So yeah, Kitty hears his kitty daddy coming home. So yeah, so that's part of it. Sorry, my brain, I'm totally distracted by that. But yeah. Anyways, I enjoy the games, highly encourage it. But yeah, I gotta tell you about one of my best Small World moments. So we were playing Small World Underground, and we had it that way. We had the Great Dames expansion, and one of them is the White Priestesses, which their abilities, when they go in decline, they basically become this one giant tower of pieces, and they're getting points for all those pieces being on that one spot. So it's like we're all just being like, oh, damn, what are we going to do? We can't do this. And I was reading all the options, looking, and I'm like, wait, they're next to this volcano. No, there's the flame people. The flame people, if they the tile that they first come out of, if it's next to a volcano, counts as anything attacked, just counts as one thing. I can do it. I can kill the tower. And I did, and it's awesome. And the significant other will still tell that story, and it's a good example of, like, I have different types of laughs, but I definitely have a cackle when I do something devious that I'm so proud of, and I was definitely cackling so much during that. It was So yeah, yeah, I'm definitely, like I said, I'm definitely a big board game person. I just don't get to play them that much. But yeah, that's the one that we've been into lately. Like we've I know I played it twice recently, in two different sets, and we've taught three people in two different games, and then the significant other played again, like hanging out with some of her friends without me, and played with some of the people he already taught, and then like one new person. So yeah, it's fun. It's kind of like also nice to like delve back into the classics of what you have. It's kind of like when you watch a movie that you love that you haven't seen in like a decade. It's nice. Or like as I said, this is one of my favorite board games. It's like I haven't had a reason to play it for a while, but like it's honestly like I think it's a really good one to play with our kind of friends because like they're D&D people, so they definitely are geeky and like the different races. And it's got strategy, but the rules aren't overly complicated because we have some games where like I mean, we have a lot of like card games, for instance, where like you got to read a lot of text, where like it's really crunchy, where like you got to learn a lot of rules or do a lot of reading. And it's like with Small World, you don't have to do that much. I mean, like once you get that initial hump of learning the basics of how the game works, you're good. Like our second game we played, where we were teaching just like one friend, he kicked our butts. Like I think he got triple digits for his score, while we still were like only in the 70s. So it's and part of it was like we were just making poor mistakes for like being because like the spouse or the significant. Sorry, I call him significant other. Fine, I admit it. I'm married. We're actually about to hit our 10-year anniversary a couple weeks. Anyways, the significant other like picked the pillaging orcs, which is a good combination, but it just didn't have enough payoff. And like I picked sorcerers at one point, but it wasn't the right time to do a race like that. It's just in my head like, oh, this one's good. It's like, nah, I should have stuck with something else. So yeah, it's a great game. Oh yeah, I had Tritons for a while. Those are awesome. So yeah, it's a fun game. I love it. It's what and it's like the nice thing is that it's different enough each time where it has lots of replay value. Because like some games after you played it a few times, you're like, okay, I've done everything I can. Nah, it's different every time. Especially like I mean, if you're playing with different people. But like yeah, the fact that like the combinations are different and your strategy is gonna be different each time based off of what everyone else is doing. It's good. All right. Anyways, enough talking to everyone. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Continue enjoying your own geeky vices. If you're into board games, see you get a chance to play Small World. Highly, highly encourage it. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.